Alright, here we go. The episode that's going to end it all, hopefully. As long as everything goes right. Got a to-do list on the truck. We're going to button all these down and then we're going to try and take this thing for a run today. So, no time to waste. I'm excited to drive this. I've had Glenn messaging me, hounding me to get it done so he can see it all. And yeah, so let's go. No time to waste.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah, I'm the one to get it, bruh. I swear to God I'll get it, bruh. Hey, I ain't never giving up. Said I never give up. I got this, man, I got it. I will not quit, I'm on it. Never rock it. Got the block lit, I'm toxic. Spitting logic.
Alright, first on the job is the injectors. So I've got everything still apart here from when Glenn was up. I sent these to be rebuilt on Monday by Perfection Automotive in Canberra, and they've done a bang up job, so I'm just going to pop these back in and we'll nip it back down, and then that's that done, and then I'll get on to modifying the upper intake manifold and block everything off. So get into that and we will be laughing. Alright, I've got the injectors in, so now I'm just going to pressure test it all before I actually go starting it, because we still don't have a manifold, but I can put on res and the pump will run, and we'll see how it goes. Alright, so there's no leaks or anything on the rails. So I'll cover this back over and we'll get back into the intake manifold of blocking the ports off. And we'll go from there. Alright, let's weld up this manifold. So I've got two small vacuum lines that I'm just going to put a bit of MIG weld in. I'm never going to use them again. Even if I do, I can just drill and I'll weld a fitting in, and I'm just going to slowly turn everything over to AN fittings once I get this truck running. It'll do me for now. You know, I'm not doing anything too extreme. I'll just be towing the vehicle and stuff like that. So I will quite literally put you down. We'll tack weld these two fittings shut, and then we'll get into, I bought a bung to close off the water port that goes to the front and the throttle body, and then yeah, we'll put the manifold on, and then we'll get into shortening that linkage and then wiring the fan for the transcooler at the back. So I'll put you down and we'll get into it. You can see that the two fittings, I've got this one blanked off at the moment with just a rubber grommet, but I mean it just sticks out so far, it's just getting in the way. And then this one, I don't have anything small enough to go over that, so I'll block these two off and I'll call that a day. And then the rest of it's fine. This one here, as you can see, I'm just going to take this off and put a bit of goop on there to make sure it's not a vacuum leak, but this will actually probably run my catch can, oil catch can. So I'll just slip that on there and it'll be right. So, and then I've got the one back here. This is for the fuel pressure regulator, and this one's for the brake master cylinder. So we'll get into tack welding this, eh? That'll do those two. I'll just clean that up with a bit of degreaser, and we'll mount this, and we'll start mounting the front and clear everything off and see how we go from there. The throttle body does have a pass through on the bottom of it, which I'll probably use because the port on the head actually faces the wrong way for me. So, but that's okay. We'll sort that out when we mount it all. All right, so I've got you sitting on top of my power steering at the moment. So I'm just going to mount this down, bolt it down, and then we'll bolt the injector cables down and everything like that. We'll put the front on, and that'll be it for now. I've got to find a blanking plate, a blank for the water. I thought I had a right size, but I don't. So I'll find that, and then we'll go from there. We'll just sort of bolt it along, get it done. Very good. Alright, I might just leave that throttle body off because I do have to fix a small leak in this rocker cover. So I'll try and sort that out tomorrow. But for now, that's where I'll leave it. We'll get into the rest later. Alright, so it's come to the weekend. I'm trying to get this truck out and done so you guys can see it, but it's raining and it's like absolutely hammering down. So I managed to pull the exhaust off. So far I've marked it where I need to cut it. I've got my muffler box here because it's too loud, and I know some of you would think that's sacrilege, but I mean, I'm not in the mood to deal with defects and everything. I purely put this engine in for the torque and not the noise and not to go quick. I just want the pulling power so I can go racing. So I'm gonna use the drop saw, everything. I'm gonna cut the exhaust down here, and I'll splice this in, and then I'll dummy it up tomorrow once the rain settles, and hopefully I can make it fit. So you guys get to watch that, and yeah, I'll speed it up. Obviously nobody wants to watch me cut and chop and all that sort of thing, not in real time anyway, so I'll do that and you guys can enjoy. Alright, so that's welded in. I'm going to finish my beer and then I'll go fit it in the rain. And then that's that bit done. And then tomorrow, all we basically have, done that. The speedo drive, the catch can, the gear linkage and the transcooler fan. So, the quick little jobs, we'll get into it. No time, no rest for the wicked. Alright. So, got your so you gotta spray all here, all this one. Right there. Get it right in, that's it. Alright, so me and girls will do the other side and then we'll bleed them and we'll be right after that. Alright, so I'm just going to do the catch can here. It was originally mounted where this wiring is, but it's not going to fit there now, is it? So now I've got to try and figure out where I'm going to put it, where it'll still fit and work. But that's the ultimate question, isn't it? I suppose I could mount it just there like that. Considered the ports over here for it. This has turned out to be a good one, hasn't it? Hate to say, but I think it's just going to have to go on the side here. Like that. I don't really have a choice in this matter, do I? Alright, well, that's it. New home. Let's get this sorted. I always put zip ties on all my vacuum lines just to make sure. I can never be too cautious. So that's that. That's the catch can in and done. What's next? Transcooler fan. Now, actually, we'll do the speedo drive and then we'll do the transcooler fan. All right, let's go. Alright, so I sort of cheated a bit and I went a bit ahead of you guys. I got the fan for the transcooler wired in already. So I've got the relay at the back here. You see, power negative, everything like that goes down and into there. And it comes out underneath here, runs along to the fan for the transmission cooler. I don't know if you guys can see that, I'll just get you up under there. So it goes to that. We should provide enough cooling. I always also shorten the selector linkage, which is up here. So you can see the linkage there. You can see my cut and weld mark halfway up it, and it and it bolts on over to here, on there, and I've adjusted that so it's all lined up. I did that. It looks like somebody shaved the gate between 1 and 2. It's an old racing trick where we used to do that, so you could just go from first to second if you were manually shifting an auto. For some reason I've ended up with one that somebody's done, so I've linked that up, ready to go. I have tested it. I didn't do it on camera, but I did test it, and it does work and run. I did come across a new problem. I've got to bleed the brakes. So the old 3L engine made like 30 kilowatts, which was nothing. So I've never had to really do the brakes. They've always pulled up well. So I'm going to bleed the brakes tomorrow and get into it. And then I'll empty the back because it's full of shit from renovating the house. And we will try and drive this. So I'm pretty sure that's the only thing. Oh, power steering. I've got to wire up the power steering as well. That's just a positive negative. It's already wired up to switching. So I'll wire that up as well while we're doing everything, and bleed that out, and we'll get that done. And then yeah, quite literally drive it. Hopefully nothing goes wrong. Hopefully there's no leaks or anything like that, and hopefully it doesn't overheat or dick me around. I'm paranoid about the transmission cooler lines. I've always had a problem with them, even in the old Commodores and stuff like that. They just, for some reason, I've always had blown lines. So, but yeah, sorry I didn't get to show you guys that, but yeah, I've already wired it up. I had to get it done. It was end of the day, tired as always, hot and worn out. So all right, I'll flick you over till tomorrow, and we'll get into the brakes and power steering. Alright, so I've done the brakes with Aurora. I've adjusted the rears up and bled them up. So they're sorted, and now all I gotta do is hook this power steering pump up, and then we can drive it. We can drive this thing. So I've already soldered the main power. Now this is a power steering pump out of an Astra, and it's 3-wire. What they mean by 3 wire is there's 3 wires on the plug. I did have some side cutters somewhere that I've lost here. So your main brown is your negative, so you just earth that to the chassis. Red's your positive to battery, obviously. Brown is nothing. I think that goes to the ECU or something on the Astra, but you just don't worry about that. And then you've got the black and the blue. They're both switching. So what you can do... Why do I keep losing pliers? Sorry. What you can do is hook these two together. And then you hook them to switching somewhere in your vehicle. Mine is luckily right here. So just twist them together. This is my switching here. Runs to the fans, which is fine. Just roughly measure that, splice it in. And then solder that. Here's a solder I prepared earlier. And voila! Now I'll run this positive over, and we should be able to turn this to key on. We can bleed this system, and well, it should bleed itself. I just got to keep the fluid topped up, so we'll do that, and then we'll see how we go, eh? Hopefully nothing fails. Although Pertec did do my power steering line, so anything's possible at this rate, isn't it? Tape it up. I'll zip tie all this together so it's neater than what it is. And out the way. I'll order the pipe for the intake this week. So I'll put a terminal on the end of this, run it through, and we'll see if we can bleed this and see if we can drive it. All right. Alright, now we'll try and blade it up. So this is going to work really well or really bad. So I'll go turn it on now, and we'll see if we get fire or power steering. Possibilities are endless. Might just tighten the earth up. Alright, let's do this. Well, it's running. I'm pretty sure. Yep. I can hear it, so that's always good. Probably should have taken the plug out. system's going to take, so. Doesn't seem to be any leaks, which is good. System's still full. I just went lock to lock, so we'll see how that goes. Very good. I'll call that a win. So now all I got to do is clean this up and drive it. So I will get to cleaning this up, and then next time you see me, I will be quite literally cleaning this bad boy up and driving it. Alright, so stay tuned guys. See you then.